Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to me, your host, Christian Watson. My friends, I have been abstaining from talking about this man for a very long time. You'll notice that I have not talked about Jussie Smollett, perhaps ever. I don't even think I made a video about him when the situation came out in 2019. Not that I was making videos back then, but if I was, probably wouldn't have talked about it then. Because I feel that there is a impulse amongst all of us to jump on people, attack people, castigate people, without understanding what motivates them to do what they did. Some people, many people actually deserve scorn. But in the midst of that scorn, they also deserve understanding, not in terms of sympathy always, because I don't sympathize with Jussie Smollett at all. Jussie Smollett is a fraudster. He is someone who deceived a lot of people. He is someone who got a great majority of society bewitched by his lie, by his using his identity as a gay man, as a black man, to convince people that he was the victim of a hate crime, which had Kamala Harris say, I'm looking at the tweet right now, this was an attempted modern day lynching, had rappers like T.I. and all kind of other people come out and condemn this. Oprah Winfrey, everybody came out and condemned what happened to him. It turned out to be a lie. He turned out to have hired his brother's friends and his trainer and all of a sudden had them go do this and say the most absurd things. But I was never too interested in the details of the case. Because now he's locked up, he's in a psych ward, and they're saying that this is now an instance of racism and that he's a danger because someone made a threat to a family member and just things that I'm not interested in. What interests me more, my friends, is the fact that Jussie Smollett and his hoax represents something a little bit closer to home than many of us are willing to deal with. And that is, he represents the problem of the single-tracked mind. Think about it. Jussie Smollett was willing to entrance an entire nation in his little tale primarily because he had a hatred for Donald Trump. You don't believe me? Let's see this clip of him saying how he goes against 45.
How do you think you were targeted?
I can just assume, I come really, really hard against 45. I come really, really hard against his administration.
I go really hard against 45. Now, that and his various political statements over the years might influence a prudent person to conclude, especially given the political content of his story, that men in MAGA hats came and attacked him, that he was trying to use the event as a smear against Donald Trump to show the supposed horrors of Trump's America. But here's the problem. Jussie Smollett was so singularly focused on destroying Trump's reputation and butchering his name, and by proximity, butchering the name and the good reputation of those who are associated with Trump, either by proxy, by being in his cabinet, or by simply having voted for him. He wanted to paint them all as racist and homophobes, and he was so focused on that he had no problem wrapping up innocent people in his lie. The problem is, my friends, some of us are so focused on something that we have no problem ignoring the laws of reality, ignoring observation, and simply operating in the terms of a lie. And when you operate in reality on the terms of a lie, you don't really interact with reality. You interact with your delusions, which can lead to some very, very bad things. I see it as akin to a blind man getting into a car he is blind already, but let's say he has blinders on still, and driving the car while pretending that he's playing a video game. Well, for a little bit, this may be okay when he's out of the parking lot, but when he's actually on the highway, he can crash, he can kill someone, he can hurt people. But again, according to the blind man, he is simply playing a video game in his head. This is exactly what Jussie Smollett did. His one-track aim to destroy Donald Trump led him to do things that a rational person would not have done because he was overtaken by delusions. As a natural law philosopher would say, blind passion carried him away into this deceit. But hold on, this is not just Jussie Smollett's problem. This is your problem too. All of us are susceptible to the same phenomena that created Jussie Smollett. Even if we don't have the fame or the attention, those are immaterial to what I'm saying. All of us have the ability to succumb to our passions and allow something that we really care about to completely and utterly blind our ability to see anything beyond it. This is what love does to some people, or rather, infatuation. This is what infatuation does. You become so singularly focused on one thing and the qualities of one person and how good they are that they could slap you and beat you senseless. And a lot of people would stay with that person because, oh, they didn't mean it. Oh, this is not that bad. Oh, I love them. They're a kind person. When their actions are dictating a different reality to you. But guess what? When the blinders are on, their actions don't matter because you interpret every single action they do in the context of them loving you. So here's what's going on. Here's what's going on. Smollett doesn't care about the actual positions of Trump or his supporters because he had this preconception in his head about who Trump was, what Trump was doing, and how to fight Trump, and he interpreted every single thing to do with Trump, his supporters, his beliefs, his aims, in that light, and then used that to make this decision to defraud an entire nation by concocting a lie. And we can all do the same exact thing if we're not careful. Sure, Smollett is bad for what he did. Deceitful, disgraceful, disgusting. He has set people who are actually victims of hate crimes many years back. But my friends, let's not pretend like it's just him who did this or who can do this. We all have the capacity for things that go beneath our humanity. We all have the capacity for things that disgrace our ability to think. We all have the capacity for deceit. And guess what? Many people would do the same thing Smollett did in a different way if it involved something that they really cared about and they weren't able to criticize. How do we avoid Smollett's fate? Be willing to criticize your beliefs. Be willing to analyze yourself. Be willing to subject your propositions to rationality, to the full force of rationality. And don't be afraid of being wrong. Because when you're afraid of being wrong, you will do everything in your power to show that you're right. Until you realize how wrong you really were. Think on it. My friends, I love you. If you love me, patreon.com/officialcwatson or PayPal, officialcwatson@gmail.com. Or you can get me on Locals, which is on the comment section down below, or my Discord, which is also in the link down below as well. I love you guys so much. If you love my message, then please like, subscribe, and share. We've got to get this message out here, guys. This is life-changing stuff. This is not me speaking. This is the principles of thousands of years of Western tradition speaking through me, trying to get to you guys. So please, let's get this message out here. I love you guys so much, and please, stay pensive. Bye-bye, guys.